Dear friends, I have come to you with a new concept on cash book, that is your petty cash book. All of you so far know that is your cash book consists of your single column cash book, with and without discount, double column cash book, this is also with double column cash book, and another one is your triple column cash book. These are the varieties of cash book, and this cash book is maintained by the main cashier, the head cashier. The head cashier maintains that cash book, and this is your general cash book. So apart from this cash book, another one cash book which is also a subsidiary book, that is your petty cash book. This petty cash book and the cash book both are subsidiary book. Under this subsidiary book, both cash book and your petty cash book are coming. The word petty means there are small transactions are recorded. Very small transactions of numerous nature, of bundled nature, of repetitive nature, these are recorded in petty cash book. So let us come to the nature of petty cash book. Generally, in the payment side of the cash book, we record the conveyance, cartage, postage, wages, entertainment expense, telegram, entertainment expenses, telegrams, etc. These are all expenses which are repetitive in nature. Every day we come across a number of times of all these expenditure in any organization. Therefore, if we record all such transactions in the main cash book, there will be a problem. The problem will be, for many times the main cashier will be busy with the payment of all these items. The main cash book will be very bulky and it will take a lot of time of the main cashier. The main cashier has to do the other transaction, bigger transactions. Therefore, it will be very difficult for him to manage all such small transactions as well as the big transactions. So, for all such small transactions, generally the company, they maintain a petty cash book. For all such small transactions, they maintain the petty cash book. And the petty cash book has got certain advantage. That is saving. What are the advantages of petty cash book? One, saving time and efforts of man cashier. Because if man cashier is engaged with all such transactions, then there will be a long queue before the man cashier and it will take time. The time of service will be quite high and people will be dissatisfied. At the same time, the objective of cash disbursement and cash received by the man cashier will be vitiated or will be delayed. The second point is your effective control. Effective control over cash disbursement and collection. So cash disbursement, cash payment and cash collection will be late. Convenient in recording small transactions. If petty cash book is maintained, it will be easier to record conveniently all the small transactions. This is very important. So these are the advantages of maintaining the petty cash book. Generally, if we say he is the main cashier, or I can say he is the principal cashier, head cashier, and he has the cash book. He has the cash book of double column. This is your cash, this is bank, this is your bank, this is your cash. Particulars. If you will put all the small transactions here, the main cash book will be very bulky. And all these small transactions are very much repetitive. The company will purchase certain rubber, pencil, paper, etc. for a number of times during the day. Therefore, generally, the things will be very difficult, time consuming and repetitive nature. The main cashier, therefore, the company appoint one or more than one petty cashier, so they will look after the small payments, and the petty cashier, the main cashier transfers certain amount, that is your a fixed amount. And when the main cashier transfers the certain amount, he make a transaction, he make a journal entry, that is petty cash account debit to cash account. Let us say main cashier transfer rupees 2000 to the petty cashier. There may be more than one petty cashier in any organization depending on the size of the organization and nature of the business. So, suppose that main cashier transfer rupees 2000 to the petty cashier. So, the journal entry will be your petty cash account debit to cash account. So, cash will reduce. Your cash balance will reduce with the main cashier and petty cash account will increase with the petty cashier. Right? So, this amount will go to the petty cashier. Now, it will come, the amount will come in the petty cash. So petty cash is debit and main cash is credit. This is your main cash. And here they will write by petty cash. In the main cash book they will write by petty cash rupees 2000 in the cash column of the petty cash. Now the amount will come to the petty cash and the petty cashier will make certain expenses and he will also maintain a petty cash book. The petty cashier will maintain a petty cash book. Right? Here petty cashier job is to maintain all the petty cash book. This person is the petty cashier and he will maintain the petty cash book. The petty cash book can be maintained in two ways. One is your general petty cash book. Another one is your impressed system. Impressed system of petty cash book. Generally, the impressed system of petty cash book is followed by the organization. In case of impressed system, suppose 2000 rupees is given, what happens here? He will maintain a petty cash book and he will record, the petty cash book will record, it will be like this. Cash received from the main cashier rupees 2000. Then there will be voucher number. After the voucher number, it will be the amount, the total amount will be recorded here. And the total amount is again divided into different particulars, that is postage, carriage, traveling, like this it will all be written with different items. Suppose there is a expenditure like postage. This postage voucher number will be there and amount is say 100, it will be written 100 here. Suppose there is a expenditure like traveling, say 200 rupees, it will be posted here. And this is called your analytical petty cash book. Like this, all the transactions are posted here. Suppose there is another one transaction, that is your carriage. This carriage may be say 50 rupees and here this will be recorded as 50. Suppose in a month there is no other transaction. So the total amount of expenditure is rupees 350. The petty cashier will intimate that 350 has been spent. So at the end of the month, end of the period, it may be petty cash reimbursement, may be weekly, may be fortnightly, may be monthly. So at the end of the period, the petty cashier will tell that 350 rupees has been spent, and the main cashier will again give this 350 so that in his hand there will be again 2000. Again I am telling you that this is your entry number 1. Entry number 2, when expenses are made, this is petty expenses account debit 350 to petty cash. So the journal entry, when the expenses are made for 300 rupees 350, the petty expenses account debit to the petty cash account, that is 350, and the main cashier will again pay. So after 2000, this is 350, the cash in hand will be your 1650, and the main cashier will again pay. The main cashier will again pay rupees 350. This can be written as balance carried down 1650, and the main cashier will again pay 350 to the petty cashier. So again the journal entry will be petty cash account debit 350 to cash account. This is all about the journal entry in case of impress system. At first the impressed means a fixed amount. The fixed amount is rupees 2000. So the petty cashier is given rupees 2000 here, and the petty cashier made an expenses of 350. So there remain 1650 at the end of the period, which will be carried forward to the next period. Then the expenses is 350, and petty expense account debit to petty cash. This is the expenses during the period. And the main cashier will again pay 350, so that in the hand of petty cashier the amount will again be 2000. This is what the mechanics of impress system. So the main cashier will again make a journal entry, petty cash account debit to cash account. Generally, the main cashier made all such expenses and write, that is miscellaneous expenses. The petty cash book is of two types. One is your general, another one is your analytical. And in analytical petty cash book, all the expense details are separately recorded. As I have shown you, postage is recorded separately, telegram is recorded separately, traveling is recorded separately, carriage is recorded separately with the separate column. This is your analytical cash book. So in the analytical petty cash book, you can know the head-wise expenditure, right? Like your different heads can be maintained. I am giving you some example. Postage. If we make a total of the postage column, we will find out how much is the total postage expenses. Similarly, telegram, similarly conveyance or traveling, similarly your stationery, carriage, all the items are recorded, say head-wise. Suppose the expense on postage is say 200, expense on telegram is 100, conveyance is 400, stationery is 100, carriage is 150. So the total expenditure here 950. So during the period, the total postage, total petty cash expenses is 950. In the general method, we don't write head-wise petty expenses. We only maintain the total column and write the petty expenses as 950. In this method, it will not give you the head-wise expenditure under the petty cash book. But in case of analytical method, you will get all the head-wise expenditure in the petty cash book. And if therefore, generally this method is followed, and impress system of petty cash book is generally followed by all organizations. In case of impress system, a fixed amount is given to the petty cashier. Suppose I will tell you another example. The petty cashier pays rupees, the main cashier pays rupees 1000. This is the amount received from the main cashier and the expenditure is 950. So the balance carried down is rupees 50. So 50 rupees is left with the hands of petty cashier. Therefore, the main cashier will again pay 950 to make it 1000. So in this way, the petty cash book is maintained by any organization. And as it is a subsidiary book, it helps to maintain the records cleanly and without much effort and without much problem to the main cashier. This is a distinct advantage of maintaining petty cash book. So with these fundamentals, I can give you the detailed format of a analytical petty cash book. We will write in the bookshop whatever the name will be given, then petty cash book, and here this will be the amount received from the main cashier, amount received, this is the details, that is particulars, this is total amount, or we can say the voucher number, then amount, this is total amount. Then we will write the analysis of payments, analysis of payments. Under the analysis of payment, we can write postage, we can write conveyance, we can write other items like your stationery, we can write carriage, we can also write miscellaneous, similarly we can write more columns also. As we are analyzing the payments, therefore this is called analytical method. If we don't maintain all such items, we will maintain the petty cash book up to this only, from this 4 column only, then it is a general petty cash book which is not generally followed by the petty cashier. So generally the analytical method is followed, and if the amount received from the main cashier is say rupees 2000, so we will write cash received rupees 2000. And again, if we make certain expenses, say postage, say 100, conveyance, say 200 total, either in total here 200, we will also write 200 here, stationery say 50 rupees, we will write 50 rupees here. Carriage, say 150, we will write 150 here. And other expenses like miscellaneous expenses, say 200, we will write 200 here. So if we make a total here, it comes to 700. It comes to 700 is the total expenditure. Right? Out of the total 700 expenditure, if we see 2000 was there, we can write balance carried down at the end of the period. Balance carried down, this is your 1300, because this is the cash remaining with the hands of petty cashier. So the amount will be here 2000, again 2000. Now the expenditure is rupees 700 and balance brought down will be 1300 and cash received will be the expenditure amount 700. So the total amount will again be 2000. Total amount will again be 2000. This is what called interest system of cash book. And if we make a total here, we can know the total postage is 100. We can know the total carriage is 200, conveyance is 200, stationery is 50, carriage is 150, and miscellaneous is 200. This is how we can maintain the analytical form of petty cash book. So friends, from the next class we will go on doing the problem. Keep in touch with the class. If you like the video, please subscribe and offer your comments. And thank you, so that we will meet you in the next class.